Hey everyone, I'm Krazer.
And I'm the Autarch of Flame.
And we got a really good match today. I mean, this is probably one of the most hotly debated one amongst ourselves here.
All I have to say is, hoo boy! This is Kefka from Final Fantasy VI and Neku from The World Ends With You.
So
now,
we actually did 2 takes of this episode. Not because of error, because the first one was too long. We actually easily broke YouTube's 15-minute limit, easily. So we're gonna streamline this one if possible.
we have hopefully found concrete results to this one, and so
we really stepped outside and thought about this one for a good week or so, and I think we got a solid result. So we got 2 moderators today, Shui and Rince.
Hopefully you don't have to use us. We don't want to be used.
No, not at all. Alright.
okay,
Alright,
let the bloodshed begin. Personality backstory.
now in the essence of streamlining, I'm just going to flat out say that we're going to agree that Kefka's going to take this one. Could you explain why?
Kefka, well, I say he's a very unique villain, and it's easy to see why. Most of the other villains in the series up to that point were basically always hiding in the shadows, very dark, very brooding, always boasting. The worst of these is X-Death from Final Fantasy V. And Kefka, instead, he was always in your face. He ends up, he's a psychotic mage that dresses like a complete lunatic, and he takes part in some of the greatest plot twists I've ever seen in a game. He kills his master, which you're probably at this point led to believe is going to be the main villain, and then he destroys most of the world. And then from then on he becomes a god after absorbing all of magic, who can literally destroy an entire town in a blink of an eye.
Alright, so
Care to explain Neku?
I think we're just going to straight shoot past this, because in the essence of time, because we're going to be here for a while if we don't. So 1-0 for Kefka.
Alright, now, character achievements. As I mentioned, Kefka has basically ripped the world to pieces and become a god. But
He's got a solid resume, I'll give him that, but we got to give this one to Neku simply because not only did he save the world as just about all other heroes did, just, you know, fight his way to the end and keep beating down enemies until there's no one left standing, but he also, you know, he kind of defeats the final boss, or I guess wins over the final boss with words and his actions, rather than just brute force and strength as we usually see it. So, like, while Kefka was, you know, he actually, I guess, succeeded in a way in his plan. I mean, he destroyed all magic. I mean, we have seen that before, but rarely in a game has a hero won with his words and his actions.
And besides, Neku has technically killed gods.
Yeah.
And Kefka is a god, so what's not to say Neku would kick his ass?
Well, that's category 4, so
Alright, we're gonna get to that.
1-1.
1-1. Now, iconic value,
We had no debate on this one.
no contest.
Definitely.
Kefka wins. Next to Sephiroth, and some would say equally, in fact, he is one of the most iconic villains in the series, and The World Ends With You is a very recent game, so Neku hasn't gotten a lot of time to really, I guess, flesh out, the whole fan base.
Alright.
So now,
2-1.
the big one.
Alright, this is the big one. I'm not sure, I guess we actually didn't take that long figuring this one out, but in the original video this was, I guess, 7 or 8 even minutes.
Yeah, and the more I think about it, this is easier than it looks.
Yeah, on the surface, we're probably going to get a lot of comments about this one, so...
The clear winner in this one will surprise you. It's Neku.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, they both have long-range attacks. Kefka in the means of his magic, and Neku in the means of his pins. So we basically thought, you know, in terms of long-range attacks, we're going to say they're pretty much equal, because, you know, fireballs, thunder spells, you know, they're pretty equal in that sense.
Not to mention, Kefka's got Heartless Angel, which drops your HP down to 1. Ultima, the strongest attack in the game, which is actually even stronger than Kefka's ultimate attack. And then his ultimate attack, Forsaken. Then, outside of battle, he has his Light of Judgment, which he uses to destroy entire towns, like I mentioned earlier.
The way we saw it, it was pretty much equal to Neku's Nexus Ray, which is pretty much the same thing, an overpowered attack that destroys everything in sight. In the form of all other magic attacks, one of, I guess, anyone who's played The World Ends With You, everyone knows the value of a defensive pin, ones that can shield you and heal you at the same time, so we said that most attacks would be nulled. I guess Kefka can also bring up the shield, so that does sort of...
No, he doesn't have many shields. Which brings us to the end of this.
Close range.
Close range, Neku is a powerhouse.
Yeah, like, pretty much at least half your pins in the game are going to be close range pins, simply because how great they are. Not only did they let Neku move across the battlefield and, like, continuously attack his opponent, unlike some other melee attacks, which, you swing your sword and then enemy goes flying, that's the end of your combo, right? Not Neku, if he's hitting someone, he's going to hit them over and over and over and over again. Kefka, he just doesn't have that. He's got Havoc Wing, but...
And that's it.
That's...
And it's a freaking wing.
Yeah.
Kind of like some of the arguments we're going to get in with later battles.
Yeah.
So, and then my final thing about Kefka is that I've seen videos on YouTube of Kefka getting one-hit KO'd by a single character. The final battle with Kefka may have the 3 tiers leading up to it, which are infinitely more difficult than Kefka himself, but then Kefka himself is so underwhelming in his difficulty that he by far loses in this category. So
Guess that's it. 2-2, which, you know what that means, it's your choice.
Your choice. Who is it gonna be? Neku versus Kefka.
Alright, so I guess that's it. I'm Krazer.
I'm the Autark of Flame.
And I guess we're ready. We're bringing up the Flame Shield.
Alright. Getting ready.